Okay, student. Now let's gonna learn about the for loop. Okay. What is a for loop? What do you need a for loop? We know the while loop. Well, depending of what you need, you are gonna need to decide to, you know, you can pick a while loop or for loop. And how you're gonna pick that? Okay, if you know you know that the loop can run 0, okay, 0 times, okay, uh, you can use the while loop, okay. If you know the loop is gonna run at least 1 time, use a for loop. Also, if you know the number of repetition in advance, you can use the for loop. It's much easier to manage the loop, the repetition with for loop. So the while loop is gonna be okay if you don't know in advance when the loop is going to stop, like the sentence, a laptop we did. Or, uh, for example, uh, you were going to ask the user, please enter the number of interaction, right? So you're going to know, at least receive from the user this data. But when you pick a for loop, it's when you know immediately that you have to run a loop 3 times, 4 times, 10 times. So immediately it's gonna be much easier to code this loop with a for loop instead of to a while loop. You can do that with a while loop as well, but the technique for loop is gonna make your life easier when you code object-oriented programming, when you need to read uh, data from an array, from a list. So let me explain you how the for loops work. So this is a for loop. So for example, we're gonna use the variable I, or you can use count as well. Int 1, 2, 3. Okay, what mean that? For let's gonna use the variable count, okay? And count is gonna be the variable, okay, that we're gonna use to control this for loop, okay? Same thing that the while loop that use count, remember? Okay. What happened with int? Int means that count is gonna have the following values, 1, 2, and 3. And then the loop is gonna be done. Okay, what does it mean? It means that when the for loop starts, count is gonna be assigned the value of 1. Next time that the loop run, the next value for count is gonna be 2. The next time that the for loop run, the next value of count is gonna be 3. Mm, I don't believe you, Professor. Okay, we're gonna test that. Print count. Okay, and let's gonna run. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so what happened if you put here 9? Run that. 1, 2, 9. Oh, so if I put here 12. So what's gonna happen if the the first time that the for loop run, count is gonna have the value 1. And we're gonna print count 1. End of the for loop, and then assign the new value for count 12. And you're gonna print 12. End of the for loop, the new value for count is gonna be 9. You're gonna print that 9. Okay, so it means that you can assign here any values, right? So instead of number, you can assign here I. You can assign for right. Too slow, sorry. I by. So you can see we can assign any value that we want to our variable count. But the order is going to be first high and then by, and then so on if we have uh, more numbers to assign. Got it? So this is the basics of for loop. Okay. So for example, if you want to repeat five times a message. Chicken for you, right? Okay. So what happened with this for loop? How many times are you gonna print for you? 3 times. It doesn't matter the value that I write here. The loop is gonna run 3 times because we have 3 elements here. Okay. So the number of elements that you write here is the number of iteration that the for loop have. Okay. Sometimes you need the for loop to run in sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. You need the numbers here inside the brackets. Okay, so this is another type of for loop, but for now, I want you understand what is the logic and what is the syntax for the for loop. Okay, so for loop help you to print or to execute whatever you want, okay? Whatever you want, with the number of interaction that I hear. For example, what happens if you wanna add numbers? Okay, enter a number, correct? Correct. Also, it's a good idea to you wanna add the numbers. Remember why? Okay, I have just sum equal sum plus, correct? Okay. So you're gonna repeat this loop how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So you wanna repeat just 2 times values. Then at the end of the for loop, Mm, correct. All right. In this one, see, the number two, the number three, the addition of the number five. So you see, you can put here whatever you want. It's just the number of interaction. Usually you put like in sequence, one, two, three, four, five, because if you want to know at the end the number of interaction, in, all right, how many numbers, right? We're gonna see if that work. Oh, sorry. Eh, okay, syntax error, I know that, sorry. The number three, two, the addition of the number is five. You added two numbers because it have the sequence, right? One, two. So now run again, right? You added three numbers. This is why it's a good idea to put in sequence dots. Okay. So this is the basic structure for a for loop. Okay. Now let me recording another video, uh, another way to use the for loop. Thank you.